Wisdom is difficult to define, but several have tried. Oxford defines it as the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, or the quality of being wise. Webster says it's the ability to discern inner qualities and relationships. Dictionary.com says it is the quality or state of being wise, knowledge of what is true or right, coupled with actions. No one can agree on what wisdom is. Oxford says it's knowing what to do, while Webster synonymizes it with insight, and Dictionary.com says it's a moral code. But wisdom is not some unattainable mountain of indefinition. The Bible, as always, has the answers we need. The book of Proverbs defines not only wisdom, but also folly. And today I'd like to look at how that opens. Starting in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to receive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. In these 4 verses, there are 4 purpose statements. First is to know wisdom and instruction. Literally, to know and do. Next is to perceive the words of understanding. It's the idea that you can discern true wisdom from false wisdom. And it's to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity. It isn't merely to have wisdom, it's to internalize it, make it a part of you, so that it affects everything you do. And then is to give prudence to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. It's the idea to share the wisdom that you learn. And something I find interesting about this word is it's a key word in Deuteronomy. It is often accompanied by a phrase like, "And you shall teach your children to do likewise." It carries the idea of generational knowledge, but Proverbs expands that to not merely passing knowledge from the parents to the children, but passing knowledge from the wise to the foolish. So that's the goal of the book. It's purpose statements. And next he's going to tell us what effect it will have on those that will listen. Notice starting in verse 5. A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain wise counsel. To understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. So the effect is that the wise will become yet wiser. People are here looking for wisdom, are already beginning to be wise, and this will help them be yet wiser. And it will help you understand wisdom. It's specifically other people's wisdom. Solomon constantly extols the virtues of a wise counsel. He even used one himself despite his divinely gifted wisdom. 1 Kings chapter 12. And so we know what the purpose of the book is. We know what it will do for those that listen. And then he goes on to tell us how to start in verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So this verse tells us how to first step on to the true path of wisdom with the fear of the Lord. But the fool is put into contrast with the fear of the Lord. The fool hates wisdom, and he therefore hates the Lord. Wisdom and folly have already begun to be defined. True wisdom can only be found in the Lord, and folly can only be found outside of the Lord. Notice verses 8 and 9. It's the conclusion to the introduction. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. There will be a graceful ornament on your head, and chains about your neck. Solomon concludes his introduction with a plea to listen. He didn't just write Proverbs to pass the time or to be read and ignored. He wrote it to know, perceive, receive, and give wisdom. He says wisdom is something desirable. He compares it with a graceful ornament or a chain about your neck, a necklace, not change of captivity. It's something that will be noticed and admired, not thrown out and trampled. And a practical way to grow in wisdom is to do a little bit every day. And we're here to help with that. Our goal is to post daily wisdom every day to help you grow in wisdom, the wisdom of the Lord.